All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles and elders in New York, GMS. Salutations to you all around the world. Let's teaching the truth. Putting your lives on life on Shalom to you, series Aqua. My name is Maya Kahala. Button Gad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we're not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, speckled birds. All right, speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their father, paternal bloodline, go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any militant, violent terrorist groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. And this is right here, commenting on this video. Mark Lamont Hill discusses conflict between Israel and Palestine. Same thing, commenting, educating you all on what's really going on. You know, those who don't know. All right, and read this right here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1996. Allowance made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is use permitted. Fair use is use permitted. Copyright statute might otherwise be infringed. Right. So this is for education, teaching, and research and comment. All right. And this is about Mark Lamont Hill. All right. And get this here. All right, so we got the three Jakes, man. All right.
At Aspen Dental, today is the day.
All right. But anyway, I do not own this video. It's owned by BNC News. All right. I do not own the audio or the visual. This is for education and comment and scholarship and research purpose. All right. I don't make any profit off of it. So go ahead and continue.
To take back your smile, why wait? Save 20% on your treatment. All the violence, all the killing, and it strikes us, and you and I talked a little bit about it yesterday, just via text back and forth. You know, there's the statements that are coming out of the region, Israel. There are the reports from the journalist, although we saw that building come down, housing the AP, Al Jazeera, some other organizations. We've been working and reading and looking and captivated by the television and the reports coming out of the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, all the violence, all the killing. And it strikes us, and you and I talked a little bit about it yesterday, just via text back and forth. You know, there's the statements that are coming out of the region, Israel. There are the reports from the journalist, although we saw that building come down, housing the AP, Al Jazeera, some other organizations that Israel brought down. I believe it was on Saturday. So, you know, what we learn could be limited somewhat, but it's just the education needs to be there. You know, we hear people talk about, this is nothing but a 2,000-year-old fight over land now. No, it's not. That's not what's going on here.
Right. The key word is education, what she just said. All right. And I'm going to tell you bluntly, Sharon Reed, Mike Hill, and Mark Lamont Hill is miseducating our people, the Israelites, on this topic. They're not telling you that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. All right, they're not telling you that. All right, they're still plugged into Esau's education system. As a matter of fact, if they go out and tell the truth, they will lose everything. All right, they will lose everything. All right, that's why Yahweh said the rich man and the camel. All right, get that. Camel. Let me see something. No, straw camel salad. All right, get this straw camel. Damn, straw needle. It's like what I'm thinking of. Salad. See, straw needle. I was here something. Hold on. Salad. I haven't brought up that verse in a while. Let's see. All right, Mark chapter 10, 25. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye. I knew it's easier for a camel to go through the eye, but neither the rich man to enter to the kingdom of the Most High, right, man? All right. And this is why they doing. Why? Because they were losing. They would lose their career, be doing everything, man. All right. All right. They'll be eating. You'll be seeing them at the food lines. You know, that's going on right now because people losing their jobs, man. All right. They'll be ruined, man. All right. So that's all right. So let's continue.
And why is it escalating now? And so I think all of those things have captivated.
All right. It's escalating now. Why? Because this over there, the Middle East is Jehoshaphat. All right, including our homeland, Israel. All right, why could they put their hands on the children of Israel? All right, the other nations with Esau at the top of it. All right, so-called white man. You got Ishmael Arabs. All right, you got Ham, the Africans. You got other nations. All right. This says right here, Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, no days in that time when I shall bring again captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Right, y'all come gather 12 tribes of Israel from across the earth. Right, North King, South King. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they had scattered among nations and part of my land. All right, so there you go. All right, and just let you know that the true Israelites are not in their land. It says when the true Israelites enter their land, there should be peace. All right, how they part of the Most High land with that Palestinian and that Israeli part of their lands and stuff, you know. All right. So you know, Palestine, Israel. All right, you have on the state of Israel is run by the Israelis. And you look up the word Israeli, it means citizen of the modern day state of Israel. All right. Israelite means one who is connected to ancient Israel, one who's connected to Jacob, all right, or descend from Jacob, you know, ancient Israel. Israeli means citizen of the modern day state of Israel. See, that's the difference. That's why you have to look up words and their meanings, man. All right. All right. And they had scattered what they sold our people, man. All right. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Across the four corners of the earth, man. All right. That's why now you got this girl in his sister. Let's see. I'm gonna come back to this video later. With Somali Bantu. Let's gonna play it. All right. So like I'm in to get this. All right. And this is for educational purpose. All right, read this. Section 107, right? This allowance made fair use for purposes such as criticism, common newsprint, teaching, scholarship, education, research. Fair use is permitted by current statute by otherwise be infringed, right? So this is educational purpose that I own this clip. It's on by Camilla Abidi. All right. Now she's Israelites. Those Somali Bantus, those are Israelites. Those are Hebrew Israelites. All right. Now watch the problem she had with Ham over there. All right.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new,
and this for educational purpose, then I own this clip. All right. She does. All right. So all right.
My name is Camilla, and in today's video, I am going to be talking about the tension between.
This for educational purpose.
Somalis and Somali Bantus. This is a video I have been meaning to make for a long time now, but I paused on it because I was not sure if it was the appropriate time. But lately I have been getting some crazy comments under my TikTok video, and I just feel like it's the right time to do it, to come sit here, address this, and really talk about what's going on because it's something that needs to be talked about. Before I get deeply into the topic, I want to give you guys a brief history on who Somali Bantus are. Somali Bantus are not ethnic Somalis. We were brought to Somalia during the Arab slave trade. We settled there and made it our home.
There you go. All right, not ethnic Somalis. All right, what are Somalis? They're the sons of Cush, Hamites. All right, these so-called Somali Bantus are Israelites. They brought them through the everybody's the Arab slave trade, man. All right, I just read the scriptures where it said, "Y'all plead for his people." All right, and Jehoshaphat in the Middle East, and that's all the nuclear, all that World War III will happen, man. All right, but it's gonna be things like what's going on over there in our homeland Israel between Amalek and the Palestinians was just it's a mixture of see the word Palestine is generic, man. All right, it's just like it's the same just saying American, you know, or Mexican, because you got what? You got you got go to Mexico, you got Mexicans who are Edomites, Spaniards. You got Mexicans who are indigenous in that land, Issachar, you know, Mexica. Then you got on the bound of Mexico, you got so-called Afro Mexicans, which are Judah. All right. And then you got Mexicans of so-called Northern Native American descent, Gad. All right. Okay. All right. So, you know, it's generic, right? Just like America, you got Americans of Judah, so-called Negroes. Or you got Americans of Edom descent, which are so-called white people. All right. You got Americans of Moabite descent, or so-called Chinese people. Right. So it's a generic. Same thing going on in Palestine. All right. You had those that descendants of the Ottoman Turks, which are Edomites. You had those that descended of Ishmael. All right, Ishmael. All right, was so-called Arabs. All right, then sometimes I use that term Arabs, because Arab means mixed people. All right, because there are Arab-sized nationalities over the Middle East. They're not. Their blood don't go back to Ishmael, but they've been Arab-sized because they took on the Islamic cultures of Ishmael. All right. And then you have Israelites among these Palestinians. All right, you got Israelites among these Palestinians. All right, if you look up the word Palestine, all right, it's not even, it's rooted, it goes back to, look up in here. All right, Slack, I already got the sometimes I'm gonna have it doing it on my other phone. All right, but look up what Palestine. All right, come on, that ain't working. All right, I guess we have to. What's the old mean? Not today, Satan. All right, we gonna get this work done, man. Satan ain't stopping it. All right. What's up, pal? Hold on. That's a lock. I was right there. It gonna be again speeding up, doing too fast. But anyway, Palestine. All right. But anyway, The word Palestine, Palashef, land of sojourner. All right, Palestine. All right. His name was it's basically a Latin. It was Palestine. It's basically a Latin way saying all right, Palashef. All right. So it's quarter of Palashef, which means land of sojourners. All right. So it's the Bassa word of Palashef. All right. What you got? Among them, you got Edom, you got Ishmael. All right. You have our people, Israelites, Jews, Southern Kingdom, Jews among them. All right. And and they to that Islam stuff, right? Then you have go back to the original video I was on. All right, so
Debated.
all right, so that's what it's about, man. All right, that conflict is about it's about people that's in that land that it's excluding our ears like brother among the Palestinians, but it's about these nations that's in that land that's not theirs. All right, and Yahweh is plaguing them, and He's going to bring a final judgment upon them. Why? Because they had committed crimes against His people. All right, there is like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, those speckled birds. In this situation, the speckled birds among those Palestinians. All right, and what Mark is, he's not telling the truth about it, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to speed it up. All right, hold on.
Which is also very dangerous. But he's essentially said, I don't want anything to do with this. As the fighting has escalated, as the violence has escalated, he's had to step in and say something. But there's still very little policy moves being considered that will change.
Again, I'm doing on this clip on the section 107. All right, it's fair use. Can use this for educational purpose.
The conditions on the ground.
Yeah, Mark, it seems like the Biden administration is only now being forced because, as you said,
But in other countries as well, you see that now with Saudi Arabia, but it's playing out in Israel in a very particular way. Since 1967, the United States has been the primary funder and supporter of the state of Israel.
Yup. Why they doing that? To keep pushing that lie that those 48ers are the true children of Israel, which they're not. All right, it's just easy. All you gotta do is just look at the prophecies of in Isaiah chapter 2 and Micah chapter 4. It'll tell you what will happen when the children of Israel go over there, and this definitely won't happen. The war will not break out for the children of Israel, that land. All right. And the same thing goes for those Palestinians who are not of Israelite descent. All right. Who had no roots in their period, who are those Palestinians who are of Ishmaelite and Edomite descent. All right. Now, those Palestinians who are of Israelite descent, they belong over there. All right, because they the one that stayed behind when Jerusalem had burned in 70 AD. Some of our people stayed behind. And what they do, they end up converting to Islam. And I'm telling you, you Israelites among those Palestinians, all right, you Palestinians who follow paternal bloodline, go back to Jacob. Look, that Islam ain't working for you. All right, it ain't working for you at all. All right, so it's if you coming to the truth. All right, go to the elders of Great Millstone. They had in New York. You got El Tahar Kabar, El Ralam, all right, and the rest, rest Elder Rakah, rest Elder, all right, and heed to the law, statute, commandments of your true power, Yahweh, man, all right, because Allah ain't doing so great. Moon God Allah ain't doing so great, man. You getting bombed up and everything. You getting knocked upside your head in your own land. All right, your children are dying. All right, why that? Because you disobeying the law, statute, your true power, Yahweh, and you not accepting this. His son, the one you call Isa, all right, Isa. All right, people even call Jesus' name is Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh mean he is. Yahweh Shai mean he is living, right? And come to the truth, call on those names, all right? And follow law, statutes, and commandments the best ability, and have faith in Yahweh, man. Don't take the waters, all right? All right. If you don't know what the water is, ask for brothers, certain Israelite brothers on the channel what the waters is, and don't accept that the MOB, all right, the mark, all right. You'll have a chance to survive. Cause look, that land is gonna get hit with nuclear missiles, man. All right, that's why they pushing out your brethren within the African Hebrew Israelite community. Put some 45 families out of there, right? Cause Lord about to do damage, man. All right. So your house gonna do damage. All right. So the best you to heed to the words of the prophets and great millstone and other sincere camps that teach like them, man. All right.
Over the last 5 years, that funding hasn't waned at all. You're right, Sharon. I mean, you're talking about $3 to $4 billion a year. The Israeli military couldn't function effectively without U.S. dollars. It couldn't function effectively without U.S. weapons. And Obama signed one of the biggest weapons.
The children of Israel turned back to the land. They supposed to have resources, man. Supposed to be ruled in ultimate glory, man. People, you read Isaiah chapter 60. People, they're gonna bring in treasures to Israel, man. All right, that's another prophecy that don't fit those Israelis over there. All right. Another thing you have is you have our people on Israel. Our people from certain Middle East countries came over there. In North Africa, like Morocco, Libya, part of that thing. Some people live over there. All right. Yeah, Jake from Peru over there. All right. Some of them look like so-called Arabs, Israelites. They're Israelites, all right. But when I'm talking about the people that's counterfeit, they don't belong over there, I'm talking about people that, those 40-80ers or those Israelis, all right. Like I said, look up the word Israeli. All right.
Deals. I'm saying that to say it's not Democrat or Republican here. We're bipartisan in our support for Israel. Right. And what Israel's done with the 5 years is two things. One, internally, they've become even more authoritarian. There's something in 2017 called the nation state law, which essentially made it even harder. It effectively said, we're a Jewish state, and the 20% of Palestinians who are citizens of Israel, Arabic is no longer an official language.
What do the word Jewish means? All right. What's the suffix ish? Somewhat like ticklish, reddish, blue, stylish, childish, boyish, whoppish, tongue, all right, ish, all right, means somewhat, all right, all right. You look on the script, Yahweh didn't call his people Jewish, all right. The word Jew, is different between Jews, one descended from the tribe of Judah or from the southern kingdom, Judah. All right, Jewish means somebody they acting like a Jew, but they not exactly a Jew. All right, so y'all call us people. He says what he called Yasharallah, All right, Bon Yashala. All right, which means children of Israel. Yashala means in Israel, the correct tongue. Well, the correct way to say Israel in the original Hebrew tongue apparently is Yashala, mean Hebrew Prince of Power. The correct way to say children of Israel in Paleo Hebrew is Bon Yashala. The correct way to say Jew, all right, in Hebrew is Yahweh. We say Yahweh name and Yahweh Yahweh thanks, right? Okay, right. So Yahweh the mother, or people, he didn't just say Judah. His mother would praise him, who Yahweh for giving her a son. She would thank Yahweh thanking Yahweh, all right, praise him, all right. So
which we're going to say that the right to expand and settle is actually by law our right. We're going to, and if you look at every piece of the nation state law, it affirms Palestinians second-class citizenship who are citizens of Israel, not just the people on the West Bank, those who are refugees, but people who have passports. And at the same time, that internally, Netanyahu, like Trump, was more authoritarian around the world. What they
was authoritarian, all right, ultimately, all right. And what it says, let's see, Proverbs. Let's say don't. Hold on. It says right here, Proverbs 29. I'll go Proverbs 29. All right. It says right here, Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right, the people mourning, man. Esau ruling. Where here in America, where elsewhere, we saw in this kinds of people mourning, man. All right. Those draconian laws, man. All right. Isaiah chapter 10, woe to those that declare unrighteous decrees, man. All right.
They did quite effectively is shore up support from these other nations so that they'd have what they call normalized relationships. So whether you're going to UAE, Dubai, Qatar, Sudan, you see strong normalized relationships. And between those two things, Israel's getting stronger, but the position of Palestinians is getting weaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that Trump's policies with the.
All right. And so this is, when that 40 years got established over there, it was like the peak of their rulership, but they're coming down. Says in Ezra chapter 6, verse 9, it said, Esau the end of the world, Jacob's beginning of their falleth, man. All right, so it's time for the Israelites to rule, the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and the speckled birds. And this switch with the speckled birds among the Palestinians, those who come back to the truth, man. But this is what Mark Lamont Hill's not going to tell our people, man. He's not going to tell our people that. All right, because he's too, let's say, plugged in. I'm trying to.
It's not South Africa, but the administration was filled with people who were anti-Semitic.
Netanyahu's practices and policies racist. He used the word apartheid. I want to know about the Congressional Black Caucus and what their role is in this. And also, we heard this morning, I believe, Senator Ossoff, also prominent Jewish senator here, saying, look, this is wrong. So if you could address that, and also, as I give you really a compound question here, this whole notion that if you criticize Israel, you're anti-Semitic, because that seems to be in play here, and by design.
By design. All right, what it says right here. All right, by design. All right, there's no way that so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or in this case, a Palestinian who is actually a Israelite, a Palestinian among those Turks, which are Edomites, among those the Arabs, which is Ishmael, who fought that banner that Palestinian. But like I said, that's just their return. All right. Because go back to us, it's a correct word of Palashaf, all right? This ancient word for Philistines, because none of them are Hamites, all right? None of them are Philistines, all right? And that word is Palestine is correct corrupt way to say it, Pasha. All right. But I said that there's no way you could be it's not Semite, it's Shem. It's not Sem, it's Shem. Shemitic. And the way you be anti-Shemitic, you're Shemitic descent yourself, right? The Edomites are Shemitic descent. All right, those so-called Negroes, Latino Native American are Shemitic descent, they the Israelites. And those Palestinians who are actually, those Palestinians that are of paternally Israelite descent, they can't be anti-Shemitic. All right, it says right here, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11, put the whole armor of Yahweh that ye may be able to stand against the wills of the devil. All right, mean devices that anti-Semitic smoke screen that they like to attach to people who speak against the 48ers. All right. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world. All right. Spiritual wickedness in high place. All right. All right. I was just talking about the elite. All right. The people that's leading, the people that's leading, basically Edom, man. All right. Those elite, those 13 families, man. All right. And those Edomite families that those certain Edomite blood, so let me say 13, but certain Edomite bloodlines that rule different the different colonies that they established all the world, which where they fight against each other now. All right, it says in Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2, Egyptians basically the Egyptians shall fight against Egyptians. Right, so now they're fighting. They're falling apart. Their empire, man. All right. So these are the rulers of darkness of this world. All right. All right. Well, anyway, all right. But let me see. All right. So we go play this back. And darkness, what this system, man, to keep people in lies. It's part of that darkness, right? Anyway, play this.
Let's start with the last question first. Anti-Semitism is real. Anti-Semitism is prevalent, not just in the United States, but around the globe, and it is growing. And we have to always be mindful of the fact that there is an anti-Semitic element in the world, and that many people aren't interested in policy issues. They're interested in doing harm to our beloved Jewish brothers and sisters around the world. We have to.
Oh, there you go, right there. All right. And the spiritual thing, he closed his eyes, man. All right. What he do? He lead our people into a ditch, man. All right, get this Matthew 15. All right, it says right here on Matthew 15 and 13. But he answered and said, this is Yahushua, but he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall in the ditch. All right. So this guy blind, Most High. Really, Most High control this. Most High don't want Mark Lamont Hill, man. All right. He's a friend of this world, man. Yeah, let's see right here, James. And also those that think, like I said, James chapter 4, for ye adultery, know ye not that the friend of this world is an enmity with the Most High. Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. What's the enemy of Yahweh? All right. And that's what Mark Lamont Hill is, man. All right. And those two that's in conversation with him, man. All right, could go Mark Lamont Hill background. Yeah, what? So you should stand with all Jewish brothers and sisters. They're, you know, they're not our people, man. They're Amalek. All right. So there you go, right there. You look at his background. And when they say American, you know, they plugged in. Mark Lamont Hill, right, is an American academic, author, activist, television personality, man. All right, he's professor of media studies and urban education at Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. All right. All right. He's a host up front Algerian English, previously on the blah, blah, blah. All right. This is education. He attended Morehouse, a private liberal arts college, but say he spent his time hanging out and getting in trouble. Dropped out of Morehouse when he was a freshman. He finished his undergraduate studies at Temple University, received his bachelor's. All right. Since his BS in education and Spanish 2000, he later earned a PhD from the University of Pennsylvania. All right. So he plugged in, man. All right. He may not be able to boule. All right, but as he plugged in, he saw where he's not going to tell you the truth, man. All right. So, you know, what is he on? The network, what, Black? Black, I believe it stands for, if I'm not mistaken, BNC, what is that? Yeah, Black News Channel. All right, because, you know, we're not black. All right, nobody black like this phone. Black is not a nationality. African American is not a nationality. You can't be of two continents. All right, African, go back to Africanus, Scipio Africanus, American, go to American for species. All right, so those are not nationalities. All right. So, you know, you can't, and they're trying to do, man, you can't, and basically, man, guys like this, man, they just want our people, they're comfortable being slaves, all right? They want to stay here in America. They don't want to come back to their true nationality, which is Yashala, Israel. You know, they don't want to accept the Heavenly Father, who is Yahweh, and his son, where everybody call Jesus' name, Yahweh Shai. They don't want to do that, man. They love being Esau lapdogs. And what is their purpose? To keep our people blind. All right. Now, if he was truthful, he would tell who was the truth about what is really going on over there. He would tell. All right, you go, yeah, this happened according to Joel chapter 3. You know, you go to Isaiah chapter 2, and you go to Micah chapter 4. It tells you that those people that's ruling state are not the real Israelites. Yeah, those you know, Palestinians, the land don't belong to them. You know, the Palestinians, you know, he'll say, you know, Palestinians, they're Edom. You got Mr. Ishmael. All right. And you say, you know, our people are among those Palestinians, you know. All right. He would just tell the whole truth of what's going on. Oh, yeah. But, you know, hey, America will be destroyed by thermal destruction. He'll say that. All right. But he's not going to say it, man. All right. Their job basically keep Jake blind and keep Jake functioning in this pseudo society. You know, it's America that runs on the kerosene of falsehood. All right. And our people, they just can't understand it. You know, they try so hard. And I was just looking at a video of Danielle this morning. A brother talking about our people need to understand money. Money's not going to fix it, man. All right. If our people are sick, man. All right. They plague, man. Are they mad? Like I said, in Deuteronomy 28:28, they be stricken with madness. They're crazy, man. Why? Because they violated law, statute, commandments. Was they like I said, they blinded and they stricken with madness. All right, they blind to the fact that they are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. They don't want to accept it, so the curses gonna come upon them. All right. It says right here, Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3, the ox know his owner as his master crib, but Israel does not know, my people do not consider. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupted. They have forsaken Yahweh, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, the whole heart faint. Right? All right, so our people destroyed, man. All right, due to a lack of knowledge, man. Our people sick, man. All right, and you know, trying to get in the system, man, it's not gonna help, man. You gotta come back to law, statute, command. It says right here, Isaiah chapter 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, since thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, also forget thy children. Okay. Let's see if I think I see something in Deuteronomy 31. All right. Yeah, it's Deuteronomy 31:16. Yahweh said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers. All right. All right, so Moses gonna, pass away, gonna be in the spiritual world. When it says sleep, man, he's at rest in the spiritual world. All right, he's chilling. All right, he's not exactly sleep. All right. All right, there's no total peace in heaven. All right, he's in the spiritual body, just chilling out. All right, it says, with thy fathers and this people will rise up and go horn after gods of strangers of the land. What's going on? So-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, speckled birds into all types of philosophy. All right, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism. All right, those speckled birds among the Palestinians, they into what? That Islam, man. All right, it said after after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I made with them. All right, your law has commanded given to Israel. Then my anger shall be kindled against them that day. I will forsake them. Me and Yahweh for a while, I will hide my face from him. He gonna stop, for a while, stop dealing with people. They're gonna suffer those curses. All right, but the curses coming off us now, according to Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. All right, you see a lot of people waking up. People are waking up, and they shall be devoured, and many evils shall trouble befall them. So that they will say that they are not the evils come upon us because our God is not one. That's what our so-called Negro, Latino, Native American spec birds say today, man. All right. Like, what's going on? Why is this happening to us, man? All right. Another they'll say, Jay say, God don't care about us, man. He do care, man. He chastise you, get right. Right, that's why he chastised. I will surely have my face in a day for all evils which they had wrought, and that they turned to the God. So that's why those terrible things happen to so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, speckled birds, man. Why? Because they violate the laws, statute, commandments of Yahweh. All right. All right. This is why it's happening. All right. People refuse to come to Yahweh. That's why that's happening. All right, and this right here, black. We said so. Black people should support the Palestinians. No, man. All right. Now we support our Israelite brethren among the Palestinians who do come into the truth. Support them. All right, but those Palestinians that are of Edomite and Ishmael said no. All right. No, man. All right. And being a so-called African American, being so-called Puerto Rican, so-called Mexican, so-called Chilean, so-called Native American, so-called Seminole Indian, all right, so-called Argentinian, so-called Brazilian, all right, so-called Peruvian, man. That's not gonna cut it, man. All right, it's not gonna cut it. You being a second-class citizenship, basically a damn slave. All right, that's not gonna get our people over the hump. All right, it said Job 14:4. It said, "Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean one? Not one." Right, a lifestyle is unclean. All right, calling yourself African American, calling yourself Puerto Rican. All right, and etc. Man, it said, "Rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it's polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction." Right, the American lifestyle shall destroy you. That Mexican lifestyle shall destroy you. That Puerto Rican lifestyle is destroying you. All right, our Israelite brethren that's in Palestine, that Palestinian lifestyle is going to destroy you. All right, so I'm gonna end it right here, and shalom. All right, hope you've been edified. Shalom.